So we arrive at the aircraft. We've still got the blanks in, get those to be removed. Chocks are in place, and we see the steps are in place. Canopy should be open at this point. Get that magic. And can you see there in front of the rear coaming is what I call the Christmas tree with the 6 servicing pins stowed in position. Obviously we'll be checking our seat pins and the NBC pins were in place, which they're not because it's simulation. Okay, let's go inside the airplane. We'll get rid of the steps, covers the blanks, and we'll close the front access panel. So we're ready to start the internal checks. So down first of all to the LP cop, goes down and on, all the way down and on. This is the anti-G valve, it's not operative in the sim, but it would go forward. And again, this is a slightly abridged set of checks. You need to make sure that the engine start switch is off, and then battery 1, battery 2 switches. Battery indicator, 0 at the moment, battery 1 on, minimum of 23.5 volts. Battery 1 off, battery 2 on, minimum of 23.5 volts. Switch battery 2 on, leave them both on, still more than 23.5 volts. To make it easy for ourselves, we're going to switch the fuel pump on. Here it starts to whine. Standby trim cover, we lift. We would exercise the standby trims through their full movement range. And then close the flap. If you don't close the flap, normal trims don't work. Standby. Okay, to continue. The anti-skid switch must be off, alternate pressure test is there. Mute normal to normal, and emergency UHF 243. Check the crackers. So with the start switch off, press the red light button. Man outside will hear the crackers going clap 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 clap, and give you a thumbs up. Check 4 and 3 on the throttle. This is the detent I was talking about. Depress the detent. Fully forward. Fully back. It stops at the detent. Press the detent, and then we can bring the throttle all the way back to HP shut. 2 main hydraulic pressures, that should be at 0, check those, and the main brake accumulator is also showing at 0 at this point. The brakes will be on, and they would be showing 100 bar. Engine start switch can go to, sorry, the ignition switch goes to normal. Emergency flap lever not pulled, undercarriage emergency lever not pulled. Check the voltage, should be about 26 volts. Down button is fully in. Flap selector is up, flap indicator is up, 3 green lights. We'll not worry at all about the armament switches. UHF goes to main, preset stud 1 at Cranwell. Check the condition of all of these. We can put tension getters out by pressing them. Standby instrument switch should go from, should be at normal already. Check these instruments. Notice at the moment, because there's no AC power, they've all got failure flags on them. Set 0 on the alternators if you haven't already done so. Move the stick. We don't need to slave the DJI set. This should be set to slave automatically. Condition of the ILS TACAN spangle. Landing light is off. Normal UHF selected. Condition, condition, condition. Condition 0, condition, condition. Check fuel contents 950. You may recall as a standard red arrows start. Notice we should have actually we should have 3122, but we haven't quite got that. I don't know why. Lift the cover. Check all the lights are working. Close the cover again. The nav lights will be on. The anti-collision lights will probably be off at this stage, I think. Comms control panel UHF we want to talk on, UHF we want to listen and talk on. These are the individual volumes for that. Turn the radios on, TR in this case, not the radio in the normal D1 port. Turn the IFF on. Select transmit receive on the TACAN. I think 21 is Waddington. X, not Y series of channels. ILS, I think Cranwell's 1097. ILS selected on it. Turn the oxygen on so you can breathe. Cabin conditioning to normal. The cabin heating is in auto. It should be at 6 o'clock initially. Just so I can show you, this would raise and lower the seat if it worked. On the ground, when you come to test the air brakes, this is the button you would have to move to be able to select the air brakes out on the ground with the gear down. And I hope that's pretty much all we have to do before we start, apart from close the canopy. Quick look outside to make sure everything's out of the way. Looks alright to me. Back inside. Pre-start. Start signal to the crew chief. Engine start switch goes to the on position. Press the relight button, release it. Watch for the GTS green. Watch outside to make sure there's no sign of fire. GTS green, now we can start the main engine. So as I mentioned in the notes, select the engine start switch. That would spring back normally, and wait. See the RPMs going up. Wait for a rotation green. Two greens. Between 15 and 20%. Go back. In this case, lower it again. Throttle fuel. Bring it back against the flight idle stop. Notice the PGT starts to rise. It mustn't go through 570. Passing 45, rotation green, and GTS green should both go out at the same time. And this machine stabilises at about 55 and 420, which is what it should do if the bleed valve was already closed. But in the real world, you just adjust the cans slightly, about 80%, shut it again, and the RPM would drop and stabilise at 55%, about 420, maybe a bit lower. On the TGT, fuel content still 950, captions are all good, no fire lights during the start. So that can press on. Again, this is at variance with reality. You notice the high 2 system hasn't started, which it doesn't do. So we have to do that manually. Select high 2 reset button, press it, check the high 2 caption goes out on the CWP. And same with the electrical systems. We're still basically running on the batteries at the moment. So we want to start the AC1 system, press, check the AC1 light goes out. AC2 system, press, check AC2, AC3 goes out. AC3 system is the bus bar for the weapons, so it's not really of any interest to us. Press the DC reset button, generator caption goes out, and that's all captions out, apart from the anti-skid caption, which is what we would expect. Again, I'm not going to go through all the after start checks, but you would check the flaps, you would check the air brakes, you would check fuel and crew control, and various other systems. Make sure the chocks are away. Smile nice at the guys. I'm going to hasten things along. Pitot heater on. Anti-skid goes on, which should tilt the last caption. 3 up, 2 down, so we are ready to taxi. And we're kind of looking good. If there was a master at the front, we would flash the taxi light at him, turn it off again. Parking brakes off. Get a clearance to taxi, set off. Leave it powered, just check the brakes, make sure they're working, throttle idle, and we're going to taxi out. Once we're not pointing the taxi light at the ground crew, and the land taxi light goes on. And we will get on with pre-takeoff checks, which we haven't really got much to do apart from select flaps to mid. And that, I think, is a potted version of how to get that up. Starting from cold and up. Thank you for listening.